to wake up. The show is about to start with lots of stories about Pooh and a bit of heart. When it comes to Joanne, no, you won't find no faults. But if you mess with the bull, you might get the show. It's time for Mornin with Bill and Joe. It's Bill and Joe.
Hello and welcome to Mornin with Bill and Joe. I'm Joe.
I'm Bill. You know what I've never compared you to her before, but I don't know what it is about today. Maybe it's the makeup. Maybe it's the fact that I haven't had my coffee yet. But you look a little bit like Olivia Wilde. You ever get that?
Never.
The eyes. I don't know, but something today. I don't normally think. Maybe it's just because I saw her in something, but you look like her.
Doesn't she have light eyes?
You do look like her. I've never noticed that before. It's not a compliment, though. I'm told she's a terrible person.
She has light eyes. She has like light green eyes.
She has giant eyes. So do you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess your sort of barometer for lookalikes is really just the shape of the eyeball.
Look, it's better than just comparing the shape of other two things. Okay? At least I'm not that much of a pig.
That is disgusting. Anyways, happy new
Toggle.
week, everybody. Thanks for joining us in this actually beautiful month of August.
Really?
This is
July was rough.
Stunning. Yeah.
Yes. And as I was annoying you last night, I spent a beautiful August night in beautiful Red Hook. I'm now a huge fan. Yeah.
I wanted to hear all about your experience. Tell us how you got there, where you went, highlights, lowlights.
It took 3 hours, but I walked there. Over the bridge, the whole bit.
Do you want a medal? Like, why would you even do that?
Because I hurt my knee really badly last week, and I've been trying to get it back because I have a walking tour soon. And it was very painful. But
sure.
Maybe I shouldn't be putting stuff on my knee rather than just resting it, but I don't know.
Yeah, some people might go to a doctor.
Yeah, I should do that. Yeah, I liked it. It's not like any place else in sort of this area of New York. I guess if you keep going past Brooklyn, you get to your Sag Harbor and stuff like that, and then Long Island stuff, and sure. But this is Brooklyn, but it's very much like this old sea shanty. It's cool. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to get to.
Yes.
Made my walk even longer, but I know you've been there recently.
I have, yeah.
More recently than me.
No, you literally were just there yesterday. I haven't been there in like 2 years. I have never walked there. I have only ever taken the ferry, and then you have to walk a little bit from where the ferry lets you off.
Yes.
But so you were meeting a friend there? Did you have dinner plans? What was sort of the game plan?
We went to San Pedro for tacos.
Okay.
And then, as I had feared, things got real late and I ended up crashing there. But he's got a really pretty place, beautiful yard, all that. Chris Wilson used to be on our show every once in a while, the head of Maxim.com. But yeah, we got into it. Just like old times, except we're a lot older and you feel it a lot more. I tend to find out with everything.
Sure. Do you remember the bars you went to?
Yes, I went there first before him, and I went to Brooklyn Crab, which is this gigantic 3-floor sand activities.
I have been there. That is very cool. You can play cornhole.
Yes.
You can do the whole bit. Yeah.
Well, thank you, because I said the same thing, and he made fun of me, and he said that place sucked. And I think he's just too cool for school, frankly, because that place was a wonderland.
I mean, yeah, I guess it depends. I had only ever been there for a birthday party a few years ago, and so maybe if you're trying to avoid like groups of people like that, then maybe it does suck. So
it's good people watching though.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just it looks like it should be on a beach, but it's in the middle of Brooklyn, on the middle.
Yeah.
And then we went to San Pedro, and then I went to the oldest bar, certainly in Red Hook and possibly in Brooklyn, called Sonny's. Yes. Also a very cavernous place, cash only, that kind of sucks. But just really pretty, old, waterside bar. I mean, I was a pig in shit. What can I tell you?
Yeah, well, I will say you missed out on some really other great place. I mean, you can't hit all these places in one visit.
No, I know.
But the Widow Jane Distillery.
I was at Widow Jane's. I forgot about that.
Oh,
yes,
okay, yeah.
I was there before he came.
So I've been there. Really cool spot. That whole area.
I loved it.
It kind of feels weird. I mean, unless it's changed over the years, but there's nothing else really around it except like some houses. It doesn't really feel like
truly.
Yeah, I guess it was an old warehouse or an old house that they like have converted.
Yeah.
There's also a really good pizza place nearby there that I had gone to. Can't remember the name. But the key lime pie place.
Oh, there you go.
I can't remember the name of it, but I want to say it's like Brad's Key Lime Pies or something. Super well known. They're kind of known for their key lime pie on a stick covered in chocolate.
That's
then
good.
there's also there's Red Hook Winery is
that.
over there. That's really nice. Also brewery. I think they're like maybe connected. And then there's also like a coffee roaster nearby. Douglas and I once got a bag of beans from there. Just like all kind of industrial sort of a feel by the water. You can feel the history, but also sort of sense the renovation that's kind of taken place. And then famously Red Hook Tavern, known for their incredible burger, is over there.
I did not go there either. So,
I mean, you probably wouldn't have been able to get in. Like, it's that kind of a...
No.
Yeah. Ever since it blew up on TikTok, now everyone's trying to go there. So, yeah.
Oh, damn. That might be another place that would be too much people for me. Well, what's enough of my yammering? What's new with you?
Well, Douglas and I enjoyed the weather by going to the beach yesterday. We went to the Rockaways, our typical spot. However, we usually don't go on weekends. And now we both agree we don't like going to the beach on weekends because there are way too many people.
Ugh.
It's the kind of thing where, like, we're outside on a huge expanse of beach.
Pretty beach.
And yet it's like you're in a hot yoga class where you're like, but why is this person's towel so close to mine?
Really? Ugh.
We are all sweating way too close to each other.
Right.
Also, you know, we got there early, so there weren't as many people. But there was a few adults setting up behind us. And I want to say adults, okay? So you get the picture. I want to say they're in their mid to late 40s, maybe early 50s. They have, you know, the setup where it's like a little tent kind of a thing, lots of chairs.
That's big in Rockaway.
Towels.
A lot of people have the tents, yeah.
Somehow we missed the giant speaker that they set up.
Oh.
They weren't playing music when we arrived. And then it starts with like Drake. And I'm like, oh no. And it's so loud. So loud. And it's just like frustrating. But, you know, actually, the busier it got at the beach, the less we heard the music. I don't know if the bodies absorbed the sound or what the deal is, but it wasn't awful. But it was just like the lines then to like get lunch and go to the bathroom and everything. It's just too long and too much.
That should be illegal. And the absolute arrogance to assume that my playlist, you're welcome, America, for my playlist. I am going to make your day better. It's the same with anytime someone drives by, and it's a lot in Manhattan, with the window down and they cranked all the way to the top, I always just yell out, "Thank you for letting us hear this." I don't think they get that I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah.
I hope they really feel it later. But it's that kind of thing. It's just like, you think what your shit is so great that it's a gift to everyone else.
But yeah, it's like some of the songs these people really truly should have been embarrassed by. The song Smack That came on.
I don't even know what that is. It was too late for you guys to move, but I also get the feeling like, no, screw you, you should move. But
also our setup. We have this nice beach umbrella. We have the chairs. We have the towels. And it's like, ugh. And then watch, you move, and then you're stuck next to someone. Oh, you should have seen my eyes roll at the dog that kicked sand on me as it walked by. I would have ended up near a family of small dogs. Now, we all know I'm not a pet person. The dog is cute, but like, it doesn't care that it's at the beach. You aren't doing it a favor by bringing it to the beach. I'm sure it doesn't like the sand, the hot sand on its little paws. I don't know.
I like
I'm the
your
real
mimic.
hero.
You know
I'm
what
the
I
real
bet you
hero
were?
by not bringing my non-existent dog to the beach.
I think no one's ever said that sentence before in the history of the world. That
Yeah,
might be a first. That
you're
is,
welcome,
yeah.
America.
Well, what are you hoping for? Pivot! Pivot! Here, pivot! You know what that's from?
No.
It's when you realize the shark's in the water because the guy loses his dog, and right before the attacks happen, you hear a guy
Oh.
going, because he keeps throwing the water. You know that dog's a goner the minute you see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actually, yeah. You know what? I would
Wait.
get a dog just to bring it into the water with me and give it up as bait if there was a shark.
I mean, I'm sure back in the day that's what the purpose dog served towards
Well,
beachside cave people families.
it's like the canaries in the mines.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we need animals to protect our own lives.
Yeah, but that's it's the circle of life, I guess. I never really watched all of
Yeah.
Lion King. But well, aside from that asshole, that sounds fun. Do you go anywhere in Rockaway? I just go to the beach in Rogers because sometimes if I get a deal, I'll stay there. But I don't.
Where do
really,
you go?
It's at the last stop at Rockaway. We're doing too much travelogue here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can get a deal there. And,
No, we just we go to this one area of the beach where there's like a little shack on the boardwalk called Rippers,
I think I saw that.
which is great. And then later we drove to a place called Super Burrito, which was sort of nearby. That was good.
Don't want to
But-
swim after that.
Oh no, this was on the way home.
Yes.
But you know, we got home and we started watching that Billy Joel documentary.
And what do we think? I'm only halfway through.
I had no idea. He tried to kill himself twice when he
Yeah,
was
that
a
was-
young man.
That was weird.
The first time by taking a lot of pills, and the second time by drinking a bottle of like lemon pledge.
He's done some damage.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. Also, I do not know enough about him, but you know, we're watching this whole thing. His wife Elizabeth was his manager, like really involved in his career. And then Douglas is like, yeah, and then, you know, he leaves her and marries Christy Brinkley. And I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about that.
Uptown Girl.
I completely forgot about that. And because I'm like, yeah, he has a daughter. I was like waiting for this daughter to happen, right? Because Alexa Joel,
Yes.
we once went to an event. It was her like magazine party. She was on the cover of some magazine. So we went.
I think we
And
remember that.
yeah. So I was like, I know he has this daughter who looks like exactly like him. It's so wild.
Unfortunate.
But yeah, we kind of got a little not bored with it. It was just kind of long and we had other stuff to watch, so we didn't finish it. But gosh, every time they would start playing a new song on this documentary, I'm like, I love this song. This song is so good. I love this song. But yeah, lots of interesting cameos too in that documentary. Bruce Springsteen gives a lot of actually really insightful and like interesting commentary just in the way that he would like compare the two of them. He's like, you know, I'm the New Jersey guy, he's the New York guy, but my style of music is a little more folk and his is a little more like Tin Pan Alley, Broadway. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I never thought of it that way. And he's really giving Billy Joel like a compliment in that like his musicality is way better than mine. But they had like Pink, they had Nas, they had some like interesting celebrity musicians on there talking about them. But yeah, it's cool. But Bill, I don't think you'll like this because apart from at the top where they go into his, you know, depression, they don't really get into a whole lot of nitty-gritty. You know, I know you like the rated R stuff.
Yes.
Unless that comes in the parts we haven't watched yet, but
Yeah, no, especially with the Christy Brinkley stuff and all that. It sounds like he misbehaved a bit, but Yeah, no, the parts I've seen so far I enjoy, but I
Yeah,
haven't seen all
it's
of it yet.
it's I guess it's a good addition to the sort of musical documentary canon, if you
Uh,
will.
well, speaking of musicals, have you ever seen Popeye? How's that for a sec?
Was Popeye a musical?
Sure. It was one of my favorite movies growing up, and I just saw it on TV again. It's so weird.
Does he sing?
Huh?
He sings?
Robin Williams, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
So I did a little Google. So basically, Shelley Long, of course, plays Olive Oil, probably the most perfectly cast person
Mm.
to ever play Olive Oil. Robin Williams famously was Popeye. It was Robert Altman film, 1980. And Joe, since this is musical theater, I kind of thought that you might be interested. Do you know why it was made to begin with? Can you
Uh,
remember another musical that was a big hit that came out right before it that also featured a cartoon character?
um, no, what? I want to say Betty
Annie.
Boop. Oh, Annie.
Yes. And so they wanted to capitalize on that. Very strange movie set in its own little world. The set still exists in Malta where they filmed it, and it's now a theme park.
Really?
Yes, very strange. And it did okay, not as well as they'd hoped. But of course, just went down a wormhole afterwards. And Barry Diller was being interviewed a little while ago, but not that long, the chairman of IAC, and he shared some, God, I hate this phrase, some tea about the film during a recent conversation at the New York Street Y with interviewer and CNN anchor Anderson Cooper. I believe Barry Diller used to be married to his mom. Diller, who was the chief executive officer of Paramount Pictures from 74 to 84, was asked by Cooper, great question, what was the most coked up film set that he ever visited? Coked up film set? Oh, Popeye, Diller reported. By the way, you can watch it. If you watch Popeye, you're watching a movie that you think of it in the thing that they used to do about record speeds. 33 RPMs, whatever. This movie runs at 78 RPM and 33 speed. Uh, when Cooper asked Diller if he instantly knew about the drug use, the executive responded, "Knew it? You couldn't escape it." They were actually shipping in film cans at the time. Film cans would be sent back to LA for a daily processing of the film. This was shot in Malta, and we found out that the film cans were actually being used to ship cocaine back and forth on the set.
Oh, wow.
Everyone was stoned. So, and now look at Popeye very differently, but that is a devoted addiction where so many people were on set that they were using the sending of the film as a ruse to further aid and abet their cocaine addiction, with Robin Williams being, of course, number one on that. But there you go. Interesting stuff.
Man, I mean, gosh, that's one of those stories that now, if you watch the film again, you won't be able to watch it without thinking
Yes.
about that.
And also, the weird thing, too, is maybe it's a performance enhancing drug as well, but it was like the one time in Robin Williams' life where he got jacked. I mean, he really embraced this role. He was still in the middle of Mork and Mindy, but, he dyed his hair blonde. He was really, pumped up, especially in the forearms. Those were fake, the Popeye forearms. But, he's real tan. He shaved his normally hirsute frame to look more like Popeye. But I guess while doing all these healthy things to look as good as he did, he was also just knee deep in cocaine.
Yeah, right. That does speak to the fact that it's not really about health. It's just about looking the part. So
Yes.
I guess if you can get jacked up while being jacked up,
Nice.
why not? You have
Yes,
the money for it. You're in Malta. It's like you're on a vacation. He was young then, right? Like he
Oh,
was
yeah.
what, in his 20s, would you guess?
Oh, sure. Must have been.
So, you have a bit of that invincibility feeling.
Yeah.
And I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing if I were in Malta in my 20s. Although, let's be real, there's no way I would have.
No.
I'm too much of a goody-goody to.
You are.
And way too professional.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, now I really want to visit the set in Malta, which again has been a Popeye theme park since 1980.
Yeah.
Oh, very strange. But yes, I definitely recall that was back when renting videos was not as much of a thing. And so every video, I guess so as to discourage you from renting. I don't know what the mindset was, but every video was about $75. Like, you didn't buy videos.
Oh.
And I remember I so loved Popeye that I said that I would not have my allowance for the rest of my life if they would buy Popeye. Luckily, my mom still refused.
That is so strange.
And you're so strange. But then I was able to finally figure out how to tape it on TV. I mean, there was commercials and like that, but you do what you can.
Wow. Of all the movies, it wasn't even Indiana Jones for you?
We
it
own
was.
That.
Okay.
That was the one we got for Christmas. It was a present for all of us because it was also $70.
Now, I wonder if your family did this. Although you are a touch older than me.
A lot.
Did you take videos out from the public library?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That was really big. That was, if my parents could get us something for free, that was the option.
Yes.
I remember getting the film Benji so many times from the library. It was in the era of all the dog movies, the Airbud, the Beethoven. But there was something about Benji, this cute little, was he a Maltese? I can't even really remember, but just like kind of lost in the woods. That's all I remember from the plot.
Was it the working title, Benji, Lost in the Woods?
I thought it was just Benji. I'll have to look into it. And honestly, I should watch it now as an adult and just hardcore judge my choices as a child.
I sometimes do that with Popeye. I guess I did with my most recent viewing. But yes, your tastes are slightly different. Sometimes things do not age as well as you hope they would. And also because...
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, you have that sense memory of Benji being amazing, so now it would be very hard for you to judge it. Like, I have shown, Goonies to the nieces and nephews, and they are not as hip to the Goonies as I was. And I think I have a certain memory of it, but the pacing is not certainly something what they're used to.
The pacing, that's the biggest difference, I feel like. But hey, speaking of dog movies, I just saw this. I subscribe to this newsletter called The Dailies. It's about Hollywood info. And they're actually doing a casting call. They're redoing an Airbud, and they are looking for purebred golden retrievers. They're doing a nationwide casting search.
What is wrong with you, Hollywood? Is a creative, original idea that hard to come by that now we're forced to go back to the Airbud well?
It's going to be called Airbud Returns.
Even the title is phenomenally creative.
There is an official Airbud website, returns.airbud.com. And it says on here, be part of the Airbud legacy.
Legacy.
If there's one thing we've learned over the years, when you get the chance, take the shot. This is your golden opportunity to have your dog audition to be part of Airbud Returns. While there may be no rules that say a dog can't play basketball, there are a few guidelines to join the Airbud Dream Team. And so there's all the parameters for submitting a video. Your dog has to do basic commands, include their age. Now, I'm against that.
I know you are. Sounds like a Daily Mail article.
Show off their skills and any basketball moves. Man, I would love to play a golden retriever.
I was just about to say, can you please get a golden retriever outfit and have Douglas do tricks with you on tape and send that as a submission? I'm not even remotely kidding.
That would be so funny. And honestly, I think these sort of casting interns who are tasked with filtering out thousands upon thousands of submissions will get such a kick out of it that I would just do it for them, just to brighten their day a little bit.
I'm surprised PETA isn't going after this because with the advances of CGI, why are we getting an actual Airbud?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I was actually surprised when I first saw it that they are looking for dogs.
At this point, it would be cheaper than to train a dog, to just make an air dog. I mean, the Superman movie with such an odd choice to give Superman his pet that I guess he did have in the comics. That's all CGI. Looks like a real dog. I mean, get with it, people.
It is crazy to think that, the first Airbud, dead.
Oh, yes. Many times over.
Just dead.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Natural causes, I'm sure.
I didn't
It's
get that
called.
alert on my phone, you know? Every other movie star dies and I'm alerted.
Why didn't they do an in memoriam for Airbud on the Oscars?
Truly. I
It would have
mean,
been at least 12 immemorials. If memory serves, there's a lot of Airbud movies, and they go back a long time.
yeah, and a lot of, I'm sure, many different dogs.
Oh,
Why don't
yeah.
they just, yeah, why can't they just go to that breeder
I
who
wonder.
supplied all of them?
Yeah, the Airbud puppy farm.
Maybe that breeder died too.
The franchise is old. Yeah, I wonder if they ever did an in memoriam for an animal on the Oscars.
I can't remember.
But then would that offend all the other humans that are in the in memoriam?
Oh, because they always forget at least one human.
Yes,
And then
but they
there's
have
an
Lassie in
uproar.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of staying at home and watching some movies,
I guess we're kind of talking about that. Sure.
you sent a story that I thought was interesting about the downside to staying at home. Do we really need to be more isolated and sedentary? Asks Diana Lind. Blame the pandemic, blame rising prices, whatever the reason, Americans are increasingly staying home, which might be good for the wallet, but not so great for the person or the country. Originally, Diana Lind argued this in the Washington Post. She says this great retreat into hermitage should not go without examination. Survey data indicates Americans are voluntarily spending an extra COVID lockdown worth of time each year in the house, more than 3 weeks. Yeah, my COVID lockdown was way longer than 3 weeks. At first, when she said that, I was like, are we spending 3 years at home? What are we doing?
Yeah.
People hanging out at home are likely to be alone and sedentary, triggering two of Americans' biggest mental and physical health problems: social isolation and lack of exercise. As people spend less time out in the world developing community, there's more justification for doing away with libraries, parks, and other public institutions. She says we should treat getting out as a necessary health intervention rather than an optional luxury or a work burden. Yeah, I think that after the pandemic, people got more comfortable with this idea of working from home, doing, Netflix nights at home. And now there really is this resurgence of, corporations saying, all right, it's time to come back to work. It's time to get back to the office. And people are like, no. And I don't know. I kind of agree. I do think that people should get out more for work, for play, for community purposes. Bill, you're out all of the time, but you're usually still alone. So do you think that you're the happy medium between that?
I'm the medium. I don't know if I'd be happy.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I just get cabin fever real bad. And my place is not big. And it may or may not have other people and things in it. So I try to be out as much as possible. I do think that's good for your mental health. But I do like the option, even in a crowded city like New York, of being outside and yet with absolutely nobody. I still don't talk to anyone, and I think that's a good thing. I think being social is really overrated. And there's plenty of people out there that are in an office and just as depressed as us people that are not. But I suppose, yes, to your point and the article's point, I can see how other normies maybe need more social interaction. But definitely just fresh air is a good thing. As fresh as the air can be in New York, I would say.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that with social interaction, generally comes the spending of money.
Yes. Oh, God, yeah.
It
Last night
just
in
does.
particular.
Especially if you are living in a city. I'll just say that because...
Oh, my God, yeah.
The burbs, you might have someone over to your porch or your backyard, but we are limited on space. So having someone over to your home is not always the most convenient choice. So then if you're meeting someone out at a bar or a coffee shop, you have to buy something. Or let's say you're meeting in the park. What, you're just going to sit there? Like, no, you need either a snack or a beverage or something. Not many people are like, hey, let's just meet up for a walk. Maybe we all should. Maybe that's the takeaway, is that if you do want to.
I am the opposite of Aaron Sorkin. I hate walking and talking. I hate walking with other people because I tend to jaywalk a lot.
Do you find it difficult to walk and talk? Is that why you can't do the
I
two?
can walk and chew gum, and I can walk and talk, but I don't like doing it.
Can you walk and talk and chew gum?
I'm not a wizard. No one can do that.
Fair.
Come on,
No, that
man.
is very hard.
Good Lord. This is maybe some carny out there who's been working on it their entire life. That's their one party trick, sure. But yeah, come on. Don't ask that much for me.
Yeah.
Just all I did right there, that was difficult, and I'm sitting.
I know. Well, it's because you're looking at a screen. You're taking a sip of coffee.
I get lost in my own eyes. It's the whole deal.
Yeah, that's why there's no mirrors in your home. You would just spend hours staring at yourself.
And crying.
Like I do. Yeah, when I leave the house, it is generally for errands, work, or to spend money. Although I do really enjoy in the summers going out for a jog or a walk around my neighborhood. But again, when it's weather contingent, that's why people are just so depressed in the winter, I think. Because then they're hermits, they don't have the interaction, and the weather sucks. So,
well, it's very much more, I've said this before, it's very much more a Midwestern thing than I think the East Coast thing, because our winters are so brutal that it is just, there is very much a Chicago in me, even though I've lived here longer, which is weird, where it to me is a sin to be inside if the weather is nice. I'm compelled to be outside if that's the case, hence the melanoma. But I also know that because that is such a Midwest thing, that apparently the crime in Chicago increases exponentially in the summer.
yeah.
Because not only does everyone feel like they have to be outside, but the people that make a living stealing from others really get at it when they're outside more in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, and something about the heat kind of makes people
You would think it'd be the opposite, though.
nutty.
Like the heat slows people, slows me down. You know,
I don't know, unless they just get ornery.
Mm-hmm. But
And
even
so-
then, who wants to fight in the August humidity? Well, speaking of not touching people, I got an article on the overall trend of boys sober, as well as it being seen in other aspects of the world. From one woman just wrote a book about it. Her friends and family welcomed the decision. It sounds like she used to be real active. A few raised an eyebrows. Her last name's Phoebos, but she described the year of boy soberness as being the most erotic year of her life. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
I don't understand that part. Others found themselves being curious about doing the same. Lately, celibacy has become something of a hot topic. Celebrities like Tiffany Haddish and Lenny Kravitz have said that they have been intentionally abstinent, preferring to wait for the right person to come along. Last May, the New York socialite Julia Fox, oh, I know her, wrote 2.5 years of celibacy has never been better, TBH. I hate that. After President Trump was reelected, TikTok blew up with many young women swearing off sex. The effect he has on people. And this woman is queer and describes herself as largely operating out of heterosexual frameworks for love and partnership. She never intended for the book to be about her experience being, I guess, boy sober, because it was about a lot of other stuff, but that's what's sort of been highlighted. Joe, is this a good thing, a bad thing, or a gad thing, which means it's good and bad?
It's an I don't care thing. And and we shouldn't care. That's the issue. This is also performative.
Yes.
The announcing of the abstinence is unnecessary. Like, it makes me wonder that you want validation of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
You want people to comment on it. Well, like, what do you want people to do? Say, no, please don't. I was hoping to bed you. Like, that's what I find weird. Like, what do people want the public response to be when they share that information? Or it's like, I get so many invitations. Let me just make a blanket statement so, I don't have to say no to everyone individually. Like, it's just very odd.
I'm not saying all, but I am saying that some are certainly hoping for the response, what a waste. No, yeah. I mean, like, how could you do that to the general public?
Yeah, and with the celebrities, yeah, I Lenny Kravitz, Okay.
I have a hard time with the Lenny Kravitz one because there's this famous footage that was taken not that long ago of him working out in the gym, bench pressing an obscene amount of weight. I mean, it's impressive. But he's doing so in a mesh see-through shirt and leather pants.
Yeah.
Now, you put all that together into one little mathematical equation. To me, that doesn't scream celibacy. That would not be the answer to the equation.
Actually,
if I were
Bill,
to put all those together.
that does scream celibacy, because have you ever tried to remove sweaty leather pants?
I'm going to say that I
impossible.
Have not.
There's a whole Friends episode about it.
Oh, there is. That's
right. It literally prevents Ross from having sex that night. So, yeah, I think Lenny Kravitz in that moment was doing everything possible not to get laid.
Touche.
Yeah.
I still the mesh shirt still is interesting. I remember also to that point that Zoe Kravitz used to say that it was humiliating when her dad would take her to shirt because he would always be Lenny Kravitz. So he would drive her to school in like a Jaguar, and indeed it would be like a see-through shirt, perhaps like a paisley or leather type pants going on, and she'd just be like, "Dad, come on, walk away, please." Like, just did not want the rest of the high school world to see her.
I think maybe if you're a celebrity, the reason to announce such a thing would be to get all of the tabloid mags off your back about who you're with, or all of the speculation about dating or who you're sleeping with. So maybe that would be the reason to, but
or just an easy way to get into the tabloid magazines, period.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
you gotta
true.
Promote something.
Yeah, I guess it's like the new purity ring, I guess, is the abstinent year. I don't know.
Well,
but
good for them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's similar to when people do like the dry January or the, are you really doing this for you? Then just do it for you. The whole announcing thing is, unless you want people to hold you accountable, but that's a weird thing to have others hold you accountable for.
I would say it's offensive to myself and my involuntarily celibate community. It sort of throws in the face.
See, I don't mind that. I don't mind the announcement of involuntary celibacy.
You're welcome.
Because that's just like, my eyes are brown, Look at this tattoo. It's who you are.
Right. Yes. I don't like you know what, though? We don't like the term incel. We find that to be very pejorative. We prefer the more wordy and full of syllables involuntary celibate. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Bill, maybe this is a direction you can take. Is that you find someone online who has declared a year of celibacy. You literally bump into them once that year completes, the day after, maybe the evening it ends, and you see what happens.
It seems like a lot of work, but at this point I'm not against it. I mean, there's a lot of investigative work at all of this. Not only that, but I mean, how do you find out where that person is and at what time to bump into them without being very stalky? There's a lot going on here.
It's called being a woman. We do it often. We just can find people and histories on the internet. And
you guys are the best detectives. I will give you that.
Yeah. Well, on that note,
I'll leave it on that Joanne note. Do you got what else? Anything going on? Can we find you near any thumping bass at Rockaway anytime soon?
No, you won't anymore.
I never go on the weekend for that very story.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why anyone. This is why people stay in their houses, to bring it all full circle.
Nice. Yes.
Because they're not having sex and they don't want to deal with the crowds at the beach. So they're watching Popeye at home and training their golden retriever to shoot basketballs.
Let me know if you need some help with the balls, throwing of the balls, maybe a frisbee thing. Oh, if you could get one shot of you in video catching a frisbee, oh my God.
That would be good. That would be good.
This is happening.
When is your next walking tour, and will your knee be ready?
This Friday, and I was so bad I could not even walk on it a couple days ago. But I, as you recall, am a miracle of evolution.
Yeah.
And I have already gotten much, much better. So it's going to happen by hook or by crook, as long as I don't land on it badly at some point anymore. Getting old sucks is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, well, what did they say? RICE, rest, ice, compression, elevation?
I did not know that one, but nice. I love a good acronym.
Yeah. Gosh, you learn something new once in a while.
All right, well, if you've got something, I'll wait for the graphics.
More you, Joe. Okay, so there is a new murder doc that I've been watching, The Yogurt Shop Murders. This is a true story about 4 girls who were murdered and set on fire in a yogurt shop in Austin, Texas. I want to say this was in the 90s. And it's like a 3-parter. So there's a new episode that dropped recently that I haven't watched yet, so I need to. But they worked at a place called I can't believe it's yogurt.
Oh, I remember those.
How awful to die there. Because do you know what I mean? Because then forever, this documentary, everyone's like, and then they were at the I can't believe it's yogurt shop. Their bodies were found in the I can't believe it's yogurt shop. The I can't believe it's yogurt shop murders. And it's like, that's unfortunate. I don't know.
How do I not know about this story? But Joe, you love murder and you love yogurt. You must be a pig in shit. You must be a pig in shit.
I'm a pig in yogurt.
You must be an Airbud at a basketball game right now. You must be an Airbud at a basketball game.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Get to work on those fetching tricks.
No. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, I'm sure glad that's over.
That's all for this episode of Mornin with Bill and Joanne.
I wasn't even listening. I was listening to podcasts.
Shut up, Bill.
Subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you get podcasts.
Yeah, I wasn't listening either.
Very nice, Joanne. Touché.
For videos of this and other episodes, go to @MorninBillAndJoe on YouTube.
Bill, put the sword down.
Run, Joanne, run!
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We would do it for you. Okay, that's a lie.
I never liked your show. Sorry, wasn't listening. See ya.